Hello, hello, hello. Hi, beautiful souls. Here we are again. And I am back. So Susie Antara James here, and welcome. Thank you so much. For those of you that caught me earlier doing this, I was working on setting up this new way of streaming, etc. And yeah, see how it all works and what it does. So hopefully we are just going live and coming into being with the new way of working and using Restream, as it's called, as you can see in the corner. So I'm just going to check on Facebook that it's come up. And I do think there's something on here that says I can invite people, but as yet I haven't worked that one out. So we'll get there. I'm just going to play around with it each time I come on and see what we do. So it'll be a case of have a little bit of fun while we're chatting and catching up, and yeah, do what I always do, talk randomly on these lives. I'm just going to check in on Facebook and see if it's come up. Check it out. Oh, yeah, perfect. I can see it. So it's looking live. I've got the phone, guys. Oh, wow. Who'd have thought? One day, right? A little dark, but manageable. Okay, thank you. I know why that is. It's because I'm sort of sat in semi-darkness. This is my lighting on a night time. I don't have big lights on, so I'm just going to pop another light on, and hopefully that will change the background. It's lovely having my lovely friend. It's still a bit dark, isn't it? It's lovely having my lovely friend on the other side of this, showing me how it's working or not, as the case may be. Can I adjust any light in here? Does that work? No. Puts a bit more shadow in there. No, it puts more shadow in, doesn't it? Well, I guess I don't have a film studio, so there's one other light that I can work with. Everybody that watches the replay will be thinking, what on earth is going on? That's one of those lights that gradually gets brighter and brighter. But of course, I've got a change in daylight going on outside as well, so I don't think. But anyways, as long as it's manageable. Oh wow, so it's all working beautifully. Good, we're getting there. All right, no live comments, so YouTube is better. Right, okay. So does that mean you can comment in YouTube and I see it, or because I can see that you're on Facebook, because it shows me you're connecting through Facebook. So I guess that's, but I can see that any comments that you're writing, and then I can reply to those. So that's a screenshot I'll do it. So what's that background ambient music like as well? Because I quite like that. It's nice having a little bit of background music, just chilling and stuff. So people are popping in and popping up and disappearing. You're probably thinking, what on earth's going on? Crazy woman. So yeah, definitely looking a bit live there, a bit down there. So I don't know. Right, okay, well, there we go. Anyway, we'll get the hang of it and it'll start to work better, I'm sure, as time goes on. So, thank you so much. Welcome, Susie Antara James here, Angelic Soul Coach, Energy Intuitive, and as you can see, a bit of a technophobe. Okay, so music down a little bit. I could turn it off, I suppose, altogether, wouldn't it? Maybe just have it on at the beginning and turn it off while I'm talking, and then turn it back on again towards the end, perhaps. So that seems to work. Oh, now you're in YouTube, Deborah. Oh, it's lovely seeing you bounce around for me and show me where you are. So I can obviously only see who's live on Facebook, because according to my little number stats here, I've only got one person watching, which I'm knowing is to the... So, which bit's not great? The music or the turning it off or turning it on? This is so much fun. Oh, bless everybody who comes and watches the replay. You'll just wonder, but please bear with us. We're just working this out and getting through. And then I'll do my usual chit chat as we go through this. Okay. So we've got the music in the background. There. How's that? Does it drown my voice out? Is that why it's better to have the music on? Oh, there we go. All right, so we've got that setting sorted. Fantastic. Oh, that's brilliant. So, oh great. Okay. Well, where am I? Where am I? What am I doing? I've come here to have moments of chit chat or chai chat. And in case anybody's wondering, with the chai chat, it really isn't a spelling mistake. It is an intentional title, because I love drinking chai tea. And I was having a conversation one day with somebody who runs marketing and media and things like that. And he was saying about using hashtags. And I'm like, well, what are those? What does it mean? And all of that. And he said, we explained what hashtags are, and they're ways of us communicating with larger audiences, because when we put a hashtag in with a label, it then opens that up to go into everybody who's interested in that aspect of what you're doing. But it's also a place where you can save everything of your own. So if you have your own personal hashtag, any posts that you put that hashtag onto all get put under that one label. And then anybody who clicks on that, apparently, then goes and will see all of your posts. So I didn't realise that. So he was like, well, why don't you think of your own hashtag? What is it that you do? And I said, well, and this was at the time when I was doing my little moments with Mrs. Chit Chat. And I was like, well, I do those moments of, talking with Mrs. Chit Chat and all of that. So maybe chit chat. And I was like, no, I'm not sure, that doesn't fit. And then it just came chai chat. And I was like, well, I drink chai tea. I love chai tea. So let's have a chat with tea. And it's like a tea time chat. So all of that was going on in my head anyway. So that's what it did. So my personal hashtag is hashtag chai chat with Susie Antara. So if you wanted to see any of my posts, you could just put that in, click on it, and off you go. You'll see lots of my posts all under that banner. When I remember to use the hashtags, because even though there's a great thing to use as a media marketing tool when you're working, it takes a bit of time for those of us that aren't technologically minded, I suppose, to get into remembering to put hashtags on. And even with Facebook, I'm still at the point that I forget that you can actually use hashtags on your Facebook post. I'm so used to only doing it when I do Instagram. So yeah, I'm getting the hang of all this technological stuff around social media. And this is why I'm using this restream, because it streams out to different, rather than just one place, it's streaming out for me on my profile. It's streaming out to 3 different places. So hopefully it'll start to build, the connections and everything for connecting with like-minded souls and moving into more areas, I suppose, is the other thing that I'm thinking about. But it's getting people used to it and people knowing that I'm here and coming online and stuff like that. So I wanted to share something with you, because I always sit before I come on a live and ask my guides, my angels, my soul, higher self, what is it I can open with tonight. What shall I talk about tonight? Because those of you that know and follow me, you know that I tend to start talking about something randomly and then it flows into a subject and hopefully it starts to pick up. But I wanted to share something with you, and I'm just going to find it while I do so, because it came through for me at a very apt moment. I'd woken up, been dreaming about something, wasn't clear on what I was doing and where I was going, and I've just shared a post today about I am, and I follow Wayne Dyer, and he very much talks about the creation of I am that I am, and he explains that the I am is the God presence, the God energy, not from a religious perspective, but from an energy perspective, and that the I am is the God presence within us, that connection. We're all that spark of that divine loving energy, that God energy. So he talks about the I am as being our God presence, our God energy, our divine energy, however you want to perceive it. And so I have been just recently working a lot with listening to his I am meditations, listening to him talking about so am I not as clear now, or is the music not as clear now? I'm going to turn that off, actually. I think that because it's sounding a bit fuzzy at my end. So I'm in this place at the moment of working with the I am energy, of what that means. That might be, let me just have a look. Thank you. My internet likes to swap between 5G and ordinary 4G, and when it swaps, it loses signal. So is that better? Are we back to being, because I've just clicked back onto the other one. I don't know why it does it. I wish it wouldn't, but it does. Another one of those tech savvy things that I'm not so tech savvy with. So hopefully I'm clearer. Am I clearer now? Anyway, I'll carry on sharing. So yeah, so I got up this particular morning thinking about the I am and the I am presence and what it means and how it affects us. And it's about thinking about what it is in your life that you want. So if you want to be abundant, if you want to be healthy, if you want to be confident, if you want to be courageous, and I had a post that I've shared today with lots of I am phrases on it, and the I am energy is all about repeating to yourself, I am that, because by writing it down, as Wayne Dyer says, if you write it down, it adds the energy to it. It brings it more into the reality of your conscious and your subconscious mind. And it enables you to embrace that I am energy. So that's part of it, part of what I wanted to say. But the reason I'm saying this is because that morning, after I'd had this conversation with myself about the I am energy, I am that, how it works, how to use it, writing down my I am thoughts, my beautiful friend who's in the room, being the opposite end of the video, helping me with this, or the tech side of this, Deborah sent me this, and I'm going to read it. And Deborah has her own YouTube channel where she reads these, and she has a lovely voice. So I know with my voice, I won't do this as much justice as you do, Deborah, with your gorgeous voice, but I'm going to read it. So she sent me this. I am that I am, a powerful creator of reality. Stand in the presence of the I am and bow to the magnificence of who you are. The time has come to shift. Consciousness is a state of awareness, a state of enlightenment that can be measured by the level of conscious awareness that is expressed. Shifts in consciousness will be physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So profound in its experience, yet so alien in its concept, that at times you will doubt the actualization of the process. It is time for the ego to be silenced. It is time to stand in your essence of your soul and allow your consciousness to rise to new levels of awareness. It is time to release old paradigms that have enslaved your mind and crushed your spirit. There has been a shift on such a magnitudinal level. Do you feel it? Do not reach for that which was, but expand into that which is. Do not resist this change, but embrace the emergence of the I am. Embrace this awareness of growth and expand into the wisdom of you. Within the seeds of destiny, there are infinite possibilities to explore. Stand in the sovereignty of your soul. Shift into the consciousness of becoming and explore the vastness of the I am from the infinity of grace. I am that I am is the living power of God within the consciousness you express. I am draws things to you through the power of love. You are the alchemist. I am that I am, a powerful statement of truth. You are the alchemist. You are the force of love. You are the I am. You are what you have been searching for. I am that I am, the most powerful statement of creation. What you proclaim, you are. What you think, you will become. What you believe, you will experience. I am that I am, a powerful creator of reality. By conscious word, thought, and deed, express the power of the I am. See the world of infinite possibility and bow in reverence to the belief that you proclaim through the lens of love, cocooned within the power of grace and from a deep level of understanding. Know all things are possible when proclaimed through the power of the I am. And that arrived in the most divine and perfect timing for me, because it reminded me so much of how powerful we are as creators, how we can create our own reality by the words that we speak, the thoughts that we share, either with ourselves or out there into the universe. You know, sometimes when we have a thought, we write it down, it becomes a reality. When we hold that faith and trust in what we're processing and what we're asking, in what we're creating, then our creations become our reality. And this works on both sides of the coin, so to speak. You know, I woke up this morning having some negative thoughts, let's say, not deep ones, but ones that were enough that were to trigger an emotion in me, that triggered a feeling of unrest and unease. And I just had to go through the process of saying to myself, this is not me. This is not you. This is not what's right. This is what needs to be changed. And it took me a couple of hours to shift back into the vibrational energy of being the I am. And I admitted to myself in that moment that I had resistance, that I was struggling with what had come up and I was resisting dealing with it. And in that moment of acknowledging that thought, I decided to go and do some posting on Facebook. And as you do, you go on and you scroll through your news feed. I literally just turned onto my news feed, and there popped up was a post from a group that I'm in, and it was all about the I am. and I've actually shared it on my page as well. And it said things like, I am courageous, I am magnificent, I am excellent, I am strong, I am healthy, I am, all of the I ams. And in that moment, it was enough to remind me that I had to shift my I am from I'm not feeling so good and I'm struggling to I am okay. I'm all right with this. I am allowed to express this. I give myself permission. And we change our thoughts by shifting our vibration, and we shift our vibration by changing our thoughts. And I will always, I suppose, come back to talking about this because it is something that is important. It is having that awareness that what we think and speak is where we move towards creating our realities. And it takes a huge amount of sometimes strength and courage to acknowledge that you're in a place of resistance, to acknowledge that you are perhaps dumbing yourself down, is the phrase, isn't it? People say, oh, you're dumbing yourself down. I'm not sure that I totally value or appreciate that word dumbing, but I understand the feeling and the vibration it gives. So yeah, that I've kept myself small, and I've learned about that. I've started to help myself to release that energy so that I can then bring my guidance, love, wisdom, and inspiration to others. That for me is my passion, my soul purpose, to come out and help others find their passion, their soul purpose, and to move through. How that will fully manifest yet is a work in progress, shall we say. I've had some inspiration the last couple of days that I'm sitting with now and asking for more guidance and inspiration around that. So it's really just acknowledging that we can have resistance to whatever it is that we're wanting to move forward with in life, and perhaps not even knowing at this point in time what that resistance may be, and just allowing things to come up to see what awareness you have around it and what it brings you. I shared earlier today when I went live about my dream about the 2 spiders, and that when I sat with it and asked what was that all about, I got the guidance and the inspiration as to what that was about for me. And with that, I realized that I had some resistance around finances and money. And now I'm working at shifting that resistance so that I move more into flow. Because I know and understand that when we're in alignment, when we're in flow, things just happen. They just move, they have a beautiful way of manifesting and evolving. I've shared before my story about how I manifested my move to Cornwall within 2 weeks. And then 4 weeks later, I was moved and settled in Cornwall. And then 2 years later, I manifested my move back to Hull in the same way, and in 4 weeks, I was back and living in the home that I'm in now. So these things can and do happen when we sit and we're in flow, but then we move out of that energy of flow because our thoughts change. We shift vibration with the thoughts that we're holding, the thoughts that we're thinking or feeling. So I'm learning myself now to trust in acknowledging when I've got resistance, asking for help, and how that help then comes is all divinely guided in and inspired. And sometimes it's in beautiful words of poetry that Deborah sends me. And it's always synchronistic. It always comes with divine timing. She sent me something, I think it was yesterday, and it's just like, that's just so perfect for what's going on for around me. Because also as well, when you start to open yourself up to serving your life purpose, if you like, wanting to be there to help others. You connect with like-minded souls, you work together, you have an energy exchange in whatever form that is. And I am very blessed to say that for some of these beautiful souls that I've met, we have become friends, and now we just are, I suppose, synchronistic in our energy together. And it's such a beautiful thing to have when you find the like-minded souls that you can connect with in that way and just become a part of each other's lives and just share your knowledge and wisdom and inspire each other, which is what I love about the connections that I make with the beautiful souls that I have who connect with me. So I'm not sure how this is going out there in the social media world. I think, Deborah, you and I are the only two here. I'm just going to pop on Facebook and see if it shows me anything else. And yeah, it's all looking quiet at the moment tonight, but there was only short notice for coming on live anyway, so that's okay. We don't mind. It's all good. Ah, yes. I think we have, haven't we? A beautiful friendship. Yeah, I love it. I love the way that we've been able to connect through social media the way that we have as well. And especially in this past year with all the changes and everything that's been going on. So I think I will do, as always, a card for the group and for anybody coming in and watching the replay. And if there is anybody else watching that I'm not aware of, just pop in and say hi, because as always I like to share, and we'll share a card. And I'm sure, Deborah, I'll do a lovely card for you if you want one, Angel. As always. As always. I think that's becoming a catchphrase with me, as always. So, a card for the group. What I like. Oh, well, it'll be that one. There's always one that jumps out, isn't there? So, for those of us that are here live, and those of you that come in and watch the replay, if you stayed with us to this point, then this card's for you as well. And it's a man holding a coin. And there's a lot of purple in the background of this. So I'm feeling very drawn to saying that this coin is about abundance, but it's about abundance in spiritual energy and in spiritual growth. So for some of you, this feels like it's coming in now to remind you to continue doing what you're doing with your spiritual journey, to continue on this path of guidance and inspiration that you're receiving, and to just go a flow and to just follow each step as it takes you and not hold on too tightly, because as I look at this man, he's just lightly holding this coin in his fingertips with one hand. So it's just gently resting there. So it's about relaxing into this flow and just allowing it to be, rather than gripping tightly onto it and just drawing and pulling at this energy. Because for some of you, it feels like you're in a bit of a push me, pull me situation. You're feeling like you're being tugged in one direction, then pulled in another. And this might be because you're trying to balance your spiritual work with your home life, with the family, and it's all feeling a little bit back and forth. And this man is just saying, go with the flow. Just sit there and hold what's coming to you with a gentleness. Take time to reflect on what it is you're being guided and inspired to do, and just wait to see which doors of opportunity open up for you, rather than trying to force them open. Just allow them to flow. And as I'm looking, the purple flowers are now just really starting to evolve and fill the background of the picture. And there's just so much energy, of spiritual energy, coming through now. So some of you, I feel, will be starting to feel perhaps a little bit of tension around the crown and the third eye, almost like you need to rub your forehead to ease the discomfort there. And this is because you're starting to open up with your senses now. You're starting to become more in tune with your spiritual energy and really bringing it in to being, and just relaxing is the word that's coming to me. Just feel like it's about relaxing and letting yourself just be. There's also, for some of you, I feel there's a new business venture coming up as around connected to this. It may take a few more steps to get it up and running. For some of you, it may involve coin, so it may involve a small investment as well. Just be aware that you dot your I's, cross your T's, and really feel comfortable with it before handing any money over and investing into it. Just be sure that you've got all the information in that will make it feel right for you. And if there's any doubt or any hesitancy, just wait a little bit longer. Don't rush into it. But I am being made aware that both spiritually and in business, once you get into your flow and into your venture, everything will start to flow with ease and grace, and you will be doing what you dream of doing. So thank you. So that's the lovely card for the live. And now I shall do one for Deborah. Oh. Okay. And as always, Deborah, a card from 1 to 30, because we always have to bring the angels in. We can't not bring the angels in. Just reaching for all the other ones. And then I'll just... Okay. So the 2 cards I've drawn for you. Oh, perfect. I'm glad. So you have got strategy and the angel of wisdom. With your strategy card, there's 2 things coming in immediately for me with this, because as I'm looking at the quill on which is resting on a book, the word journal and log is just sort of flashing at me as I look at it. So it's very much about writing, and I know you do lots of writing, but there's a real impetus at the moment. There feels to be there's this real push for you to start being strategic around the book writing, around the book planning. So you've got all the words, you've got all the content, and it just feels now it's about starting to look at it from a more strategic point of view, as a way of writing your book plan. So it's like write the synopsis, because I believe that's the right word. That's what publishers look for. when you send off your whatever it is you want your book to be about. So there's that part of it, but there seems to be, it feels now like it's starting to plan the chapters, plan and put it into like a summary format is what I'm feeling, and getting that down on paper as well, and start strategizing around that. And the feeling I'm being given is that as you do that, put aside the thoughts of the how it's going to come to fruition. Just trust and know that it is, and just put everything into play as if everything else is already there, set up, ready to go. It's a feeling of the book is already in the hands of the publisher, and that's how you perceive it, how you look at it, how you strategize with it, that you're actually sitting down talking to your publisher, if you like, and really bringing it to fruition now. The angel of wisdom is just coming in to say that your words of wisdom are strengthening. They are becoming wiser. I don't know why I want to say that, but that's the word that they're giving me, that they're becoming wiser. And I won't shift from that. That's just, it's such a really strong feeling that they're saying your words are becoming wiser. So there's something around perhaps the way your words are flowing, the way that they're shifting and changing. And it's a feeling of now that you're evolving from writing poetry to writing chapters. So there is also a book that feels like it's evolving as well. Perfect. That's great. So the strategy's already in place, and yeah, you're flowing with it. So it's just confirming that. I'm just going to do a words of wisdom as well, because I need to get up and get the book. I forgot to bring it closer to me. Oh, perfect. Lovely. I love how I validate what you've already been told. So your words of wisdom card are, probably won't be able to see it, but it says beauty is a moment of inner reflection. And that's your 3 cards. Just excuse me for one moment. As I grab the book. And you chose number 6, Angel 16. Angel of Wisdom was card 15, just out of interest. And Angel 16, as in the numbers of the book, is Archangel Michael. And he's been around an awful lot recently. I've done a few posts connecting to Michael, and he's going to be one of the lovely archangels that we're going to connect with in the 5-day event as well. So I feel we're just, for me, this is just helping to build that connection up, ready for this event, because I can feel them gathering and getting excited about what's going to take place. And I'm just, yeah, I'm like, oh, I really want to do them justice and just be in tune and be with them as we work towards next week and next week. So excited. And your keywords are courage, strength, empowerment, giving, receiving, and communication. The colours are blue, indigo, gold, white, sun, and yellow, or sun yellow. Crystals are celestite, clear quartz, lepidolite, garnet, ruby, gold, and all blue crystals. As you know, he's known as the Warrior of God and is associated with the blue ray of the 7 angelic rays, and he's connected to the throat chakra communication. I do feel that you've chosen Archangel Michael as a feeling of, it's about the connection between you and your higher self, your soul connection, as opposed to the connection of communication with others. So this is all about internal communication, I feel, and he's helping you to strengthen that. He's strengthening your connection between your sort of the lower chakras and the upper chakras, because I always see the heart as the bridge between the lower and the upper, but the throat as well can also be a bridge to the communication that we take and make between ourselves as well, our self-talk and all of that as well. So there's something around strengthening the positive aspects of self-talk as well for you. And his message is, I come into your presence to affirm that you are a divine being, deserving of all that this life has to bring you. Trust in this knowledge and know that I am the presence who guides you into stepping into your inner strength and power. I come to remind you that you can rise above the challenges and light up your energy and those around you. Bravery comes from courage. You are a bright and courageous being. You are divinely protected. Trust in my protection, call on me, and know I am always present. So thank you, Deborah, for being here and sharing with me so that I haven't had to talk to myself on this one. And the other thing I wanted to do for this as well is just send out a moment of healing. If anybody else is watching and you are here and you would like a card as well, just pop a comment. If not, I will do this and then I will say good night. So, you're welcome, Deborah. It's a pleasure. So we have my lovely, 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 lovely quartz rose quartz pyramid made by the beautiful Rose Arnold. And one of the reasons I've been drawn to doing this as well is that Rose has developed a very severe allergy, which has caused a lot of swelling. And so I wanted to do this so that we could send some healing energy out to Rose, as she is the maker of this pyramid. So it seems very apt to use it to send healing energy to her. And of course, send it out into the world and the universe, and to take some for ourselves as well. I always, talk about self-nurturing, self-healing, and just wanting to be a part of that energy as well. So I'm just going to hold our lovely rose quartz pyramid here. If you stay till now and you're joining in, just take a few deep breaths and just focus on the pyramid. Just focus on the loving energy that's flowing. And I call on the archangels, our guides and our spirit and the divine to bring forth the loving, healing energy. And for those that are watching, if there's anybody that you wish to add into this moment, please do so, either out loud or in the comments or just in your thoughts. As we take this divine and loving energy now, sending it out to those loved ones that we think about, to Rose, the creator of these pyramids. I add myself to this divine and loving healing energy. And as we do so, we send out our loving thoughts, the healing energy, to the world and the universe, for all those in need at this moment in time. And so it is. Beautiful. And that energy will continue to flow even after this live. Thank the angels, our guides and spirit for being with us now, for gracing us with their presence. So, thank you so much, Deborah, for being a part of this, for staying with me. And to everybody who maybe comes and watches the replay, thank you for staying to the end, for being a part of sharing the loving, healing energy out into the world and the universe. If you're new here, you've not seen me before, I'm Susie Antara James, angelic coach and energy intuitive. You found me either on Facebook or YouTube. If you like what you see and you feel the vibes, then please follow me, like, share and subscribe, and it would be an absolute pleasure to have you with me on my journey. So thank you, each and every one of you. Much love and blessings to wherever you are in the world. Take care, and I will see you all again in the week. Bye for now. And thank you, Deborah. It's been a pleasure, and I'm very blessed to have you with me.